everybody, welcome to my channel. Let's talk reflux. Let's talk about babies and acid reflux. And it does seem to be more common than, years ago, but a lot of it is due to the fact that they are now feeling that possibly doctors would say that the baby had colic. It was actually reflux. I have an article from La Leche League website, and I'm going to give some information based on an article there. And I will put a link below so that you can also go check it out and read it as well, because I'm not going to read, of course, the whole thing. I'm just going to bring out main points I think that will help you. We're going to start by just kind of mentioning that most babies outgrow reflux usually by the time they are 1, but it can vary from baby to baby depending on what might be the cause of that baby, because every baby's different, and what might cause it for one baby isn't necessarily the cause for another. Of course, we know what reflux is, and that's just when the food moves from the stomach back up into the esophagus. But one really good important fact for a mom to know that is breastfeeding is that the research that has been done shows that breastfed babies have fewer episodes or less severe episodes of reflux. A lot of it is just because breast milk is more of it is digested than formula or any other type of food. It gets digested very quickly, so the fact that it's digesting quickly is less chances of it coming back up into the esophagus. Now, some of the symptoms that can be related to reflux does not mean that your baby has reflux, but these are some symptoms that may be included, one or more of these. So it could be frequent burping or hiccuping, frequent spitting up but not projectiles, vomiting, frequent night waking, poor weight gain, difficulty swallowing, sudden or inconsolable crying, arching during feeding, constant nursing, or disinterest in nursing, which we'll kind of talk about why they might constantly nurse or why they might be not as interested in nursing. And it really depends on the baby. We're going to kind of talk about overfeeding, because that can exasperate it, so it can make it worse. But let's talk about some things that you can do to help reduce discomfort in your baby. So the first one is upright positioning. So trying to do positions where the baby is upright. Sometimes you can have them sitting up on your lap. Sometimes you can put them in a carrier and facing them facing the breast, and again, they're upright rather than laying down. Again, you can also prop them up. You can try feeding in a recliner or reclining on pillows, different things. Another really important, contribution is thorough burping. Making sure that you're burping them, especially if you've noticed that your baby is a gulper. They tend to gulp a lot or suck really fast, and you notice they're taking in a lot of air. Those babies, you definitely want to make sure that you're getting plenty of burping in. Small, frequent feeds. So the way that you can do this is, instead of feeding on both breasts, you can just feed on one and then have less time in between, which I know that sounds like, oh great, like I need to be feeding even more, but it can help with how much food is being digested. So they're not getting as much food, and this can kind of just help their discomfort a little bit. Holding and comforting them is important, because crying and getting upset can cause reflux. It can cause it to come back up. So we don't want them to be really overly crying and getting upset, because this will just make it worse. Some babies with reflux may want to breastfeed frequently. This is where we talk about babies that are either constantly nursing or have a disinterest. Babies that tend to breastfeed frequently despite the fact that they're dealing with reflux might find that the breast milk is actually relieving some of the discomfort. It's kind of soothing. A baby who's disinterested, you have to find ways to get them to not be as uncomfortable. Sometimes expressing a little bit of milk before they get on, because then the flow is not as fast, and so that slower flow is more comforting than the fast flow, and they're having to gulp, and that can cause a lot of discomfort. The expressing a little bit of milk before you feed is actually a really good idea for babies that tend to gulp, at their food because it's coming out so fast. So sometimes expressing a little bit, just kind of getting that let down, and then putting the baby on because it's not as much spraying out into their mouth. Just trying to find anything that would be comforting to them. If they enjoy baths, give them a warm bath. If they enjoy being held and skin to skin, do that. If they enjoy infant massage, massage them. Anything to help calm them, because this is just going to make less stress on them. Even though they're having this reflux, the breast milk is still giving them a boost, a wonderful, healthy boost, and a start to their life that's going to help them in the long run. So just remembering that as a mom, that you're doing a great job, and that the breast milk is not the cause. If you need help, look for your resources and speak with a lactation specialist. Definitely you want to talk to the pediatrician. Never try to diagnose your baby with reflux on your own, because it could be colic. It might not be reflux. Just because they have some of those symptoms does not mean it's reflux. Babies, sometimes they're gulpers at the breast, and so they gulp, and then it can cause more colic. It can cause more air. So talking with a lactation specialist, a lot of times they're going to ask you a lot of different questions, and they're going to get a good idea as well. Same with the doctor. They're going to ask you a lot of questions, and they're going to get a good, clear picture. So you're going to get some good, by giving them good, accurate information that you have with the symptoms that you see, and keeping a good diary, you're going to get the help that you need, and you're going to be able to know whether it's really reflux or if it's something else. So I hope that this helps you a little bit, calm some of your fears, kind of lets you know what you can do. If you have any questions or concerns, again, I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and of course here on YouTube, you can leave a comment below. So you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye.